चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायु न वा सप्तधातु न वा पञ्चकोश न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदोर्नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धो न मित्रं गुरो नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पः सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न च सङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेया चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम्
Are you able to see me, or should I close that?
We can see you, sir.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Pratasmarami Yati Samspuradaatmatattvam Satchit Sukham Paramaham Sagatim Turi Yat Swapna Jagara Shushuptamaveti Nityam Tat Brahma Nishkalamaham Nachabhuta Sangha. We will chant from 55 to 60.
यद्दृष्ट्वा दृश्यम् यद्भूत्वा न पुनर्भवः यज्ञात्वा न परम् ज्ञेयम् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् तिर्यगूर्ध्वमधः पूर्णम् सच्चिदानन्दमद्वयम् अनन्तम् नित्यमेकं यत् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् अतद्व्यावृत्तिरूपेण वेदान्तैर्लक्ष्यते द्वयम् अखण्डानन्दमेकं यत् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् अखण्डानन्दरूपस्य तस्यानन्दलवाश्रिताः ब्रह्माद्यास्तारतं येन भवन्त्यानन्दिनोऽखिलाः तद्युक्तमखिलं वस्तु व्यवहारस्तदन्वितः तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म क्षीरे सर्पिरिवाखिले अनन्वस्थूलमह्रस्वम् अदीर्घमजमव्ययम् अरूपगुणवर्णाख्यम् तद् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्
Okay, verse 55 twice.
यद्दृष्ट्वा नापरं दृश्यम् यद्भूत्वा न पुनर्भवः यज्ञात्वा नापरं ज्ञेयम् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत् यद्दृष्ट्वा नापरं दृश्यम् यद्भूत्वा न पुनर्भवः यज्ञात्वा नापरं ज्ञेयम् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्.
So if you go back to verse 54 and verse 55, they're quite similar. You know, let's see if one of you guys can tell me what is the difference. I'll put it up on the board and just I'll share it. Okay, now you see, right? This is 54. Okay, so I'll just read it for better clarity. Realize that Brahman, same thing, realize that Brahman. What is it? First is beyond its attainment, there is no greater attainment. Beyond its bliss, there is no greater bliss. Beyond its knowledge, there is no greater knowledge. That's 54. Again, realize the Brahman. Having seen, there is nothing else to be seen. Having become, there is no rebirth. Having known, there is nothing else to be known. Now, don't go into what words they have used. In the top, they've used attainment, they've used bliss, they've used knowledge. In the bottom, he has used seen, rebirth, and knowledge, known knowledge. Now, tell me why he has to repeat this. It's the same concept, right? Verse 54 would have been sufficient. Why mention verse 55?
Because he wants to emphasize only this, that this is bliss, this is what is knowledge, and this is what you cannot attain in janam. If by taking rebirth, you have to attain it in this human janam.
Okay. Okay, but one verse would have been sufficient. You could have used multiple examples in that one verse itself. That's possible because you have seen that happening a number of times where in one verse they explain this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, like that. It's beyond. Why emphasize? Why do you think the second time it is said? This is the tone is same, na? Realize that Brahman. One is emphasis, I understand that, but that's not what I'm looking for.
There's no other greater truth than this, so he wants to drill it into his head.
वो emphasis हो गया ना? That's the point you took.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one point, but I'm not looking for that actually. What else can there be? What else can it be? There is a subtle difference. What could it be?
That in this second verse, he says that there is no rebirth.
So don't go into the words. That's what I said in the beginning. Like he used the word rebirth in the second verse. He used the word greater bliss, attainment. Don't go into the examples.
He's saying in the second verse, having known this, there is nothing else to be known.
Hmm.
Means after you know this, there is nothing more that has to be learned.
Okay. See, in verse 54, what is he emphasizing? He's saying that there's nothing more than that. There's nothing more than that state. So that state, he's explaining in different ways, right? He's explaining it in different ways. Meaning, once you attain something, success, there's nothing more than that. There's no more greater success. There's no greater joy. There's no greater knowledge. Same thing. There's no greater knowledge. What else? There's nothing else to be known. There's no rebirth. Okay, take care. And there's nothing else to be seen. Nothing you don't have is. There's nothing to be seen if you see that. Like if you attain that, there's nothing else to be attained. If you reach that, there's no greater bliss. Okay, there's a subtle difference. May need some time. See, the difference is in verse 54, he's telling you from a standpoint that if you get there, right? If you get there, there's nothing greater than that. So he's speaking from here with you. If you get there, there's nothing greater. Realize that you get there. The second is when you get there, you yourself will experience there's nothing better than that. You see, there's a very slight difference. In verse 54, if you put the effort, if you get there, so he's giving you an idea. You know what? I'm promising you that this is what it is. You will get that stuff, which is nothing greater than nothing else can compare. I'm promising you that if you when you realize Brahman, you will get that. Now in verse 55, he's saying, see, did I not promise that? Now that you got there, there's nothing better than that. Realize that Brahman, beyond its achievement, there's no greater, nothing. Realize that Brahman, having seen there, once you've seen it, you yourself will say there's nothing better than that. Does it make sense? So one is a process, another is once you finish the process. That's how you have to look at it. That's the only point here. Because there's not much of a difference with verse 54 and 55. He's talking about the same thing. So in verse 55 it says, realize that Brahman, having seen, there is nothing else to be seen. Having become, there is no rebirth. Having known, there is nothing else to be known. So seen can be used as anything sensual. So for example, you can interpret it like that. There's nothing, whatever enjoyment that you get from sensual things. Seen means eye, right? Eye sees. So when they use one sense object or sense organ, they denote everything. So all the sense organs, whatever you experience, if you've seen the best of it, there's nothing else after that. When you reach that state, in that physical level also, there's no more enjoyment better than that, right? No better enjoyment. And also, then he talks about there is nothing else to be known. Even in intellectual level, there's nothing else to be known. There's no greater thing that you want to know. You know everything. There is some similarity, but there is a difference here. Right? Any questions here? Okay. So verse 56.
सच्चिदानन्दमयम् आनन्दं नित्यमेकं यत् तद्ब्रह्म विद्यावधारयेत्.
Right. Here, he says in verse 56, realize Brahman to be that which is across, dimensionally across, above, below, all pervading, existence, knowledge, bliss, infinite, non-dual, eternal, ekam, one. So we have covered these kind of verses before. So what he's saying is, it is everywhere. It is everything. Whatever you are experiencing now is not devoid of that. It's included in that experience. So whatever you experience now and infinitely more, which is mentioned in the previous verse. So realize that Brahman. If the idea is when they talk about that other state, when you reach that other state, there is a slight sense of discomfort. What about this state? What about this state? I'm going to miss everything here? No, no, no. This is included. That's why he's saying, realize that Brahman, that which is across. So this is also included. Above, below, all pervading, existence, knowledge, bliss, non-dual, infinite, eternal, one. So don't worry about that. All your worldly experiences, you will not miss it. It is included in that infinite experience. So these last couple of verses, we have already covered all the entire subject matter. We can quickly breeze through it. Verse 57. Oh, yeah.
अखण्डानन्दमेकं यत् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्. अनव्यावृत्तिरूपेण वेदान्तैर्लक्ष्यते द्वयम्. अखण्डानन्दमेकं यत् तद्ब्रह्मेत्यवधारयेत्.
So the idea Tad Brahmetyavadhare, the idea is he's trying to, as you said, he's trying to drill that, concept in you that this is it, this is it. You will reach there, you will reach there. It's kind of a positive affirmation. Now, realize Brahman, verse 57, to be that which is indicated in Vedanta by the process of negation as non-dual, one unbroken bliss. So let's take an example. Let's say a person is colorblind to blue. And there are different colors of balls in a glass container, big container. Now, he sees other colors except blue. Funny thing happened the other day. One of my colleagues went to Mumbai and he had to catch a flight and come back next day morning. So you can park your car in Mumbai airport, right? So it's called premier parking and you pay some around 600, 700 bucks. International, nahi, normal airport, domestic airport. So what happened? So he in the night he was going around. ये premier parking कहाँ है कहाँ है? So one person told him this is the parking, and when he went inside, and then that other person said ये premium parking नहीं है, दूसरी जगह है. So he was around asking people around. So it's not at all user friendly. If you want to premier park, you need to know where you're parking. Yeah. So he went to another parking lot, and then that fellow said, हाँ इधर park हो सकता है. And then आगे he again asked another person, हाँ ये parking है, हाँ, ठीक है. So he has a car, Figo, Figo, I think CS का Figo होगा. It looks like a Wagoner kind of a thing, car, and white color. So he parked, and then in the middle of the night he gets a call from police saying that ये आपने कार ऐसे कैसे पार्क कर दिया इधर. And then he said, मेरे पास तो प्रीमियर पार्किंग है, ये देखो नंबर है, ये दिस इज द टाइम. नहीं, आपने तो ये प्रीमियर फॉर टैक्सी पार्किंग में पार्क किया है. एंड देन so he was supposed to come next day evening. So again he got a call in the next day, almost before boarding a flight from Jalna. So he gets a call, sir आपके बैक सीट में क्या है? So he has an induction cooker. Some work was there. It was an induction cooker. So it has got all the dials, digital dials on top and all of it, and then some wires coming out of it. So the police thought it's kind of like something kind of bomb or something. So they got scared also. Then he went back and they locked his car. So he had to go to the police station next day evening. And then the police says, "ये कैसे कर दिया आपने ये this is wrong and all that." And he says, "Hey man, I came here and I was searching, and these two people, I can recognize who is that person. You call him, I'll tell you. This is the person who told me that you can park here." So, and then he went there, and then they called those guys who were working yesterday, all the three guys, and he immediately recognized, "Hey, आपने किया था." And that fellow doesn't recognize because he has seen like 100 people in a day. So, हाँ होगा सर, मैंने बोला होगा, मगर आपका तो टैक्सी है. And then say, ये टैक्सी कैसे है? दिस इज नॉट टैक्सी. सर आपका नंबर प्लेट तो पीला है. नंबर प्लेट पीला है, ये तो सफेद है. दैट फेलो इज कलर ब्लाइंड. तो ये तो पीला ही है ना. द पुलिस एंड एवरीबॉडी से ये तो सफेद है, आप क्या कर रहे हैं? What a funny incident. And then they opened, ये क्या है, ये डिजिटल थिंग क्या है, ये बॉम्ब है क्या है? Then he opened and showed them this. They had a good laugh and they said, sorry, please go. So since I said colorblind, I got that. I just heard that a couple of days ago. So if a person is colorblind to blue and you have red and yellow balls mixed with blue balls, how do you ask him to segregate the blue balls? How? Simple. How?
He'll remove the other colors, red and whichever you said.
Isn't it? Just remove the other colors. Simple. This is called negation. See, realize the Brahman to be that which is indicated in Vedanta. How? By the process of negation. Neti, ask him to remove the red and yellow balls. Because he cannot conceive blue. He cannot fathom blue. He doesn't know what blue is. So, what is this process? By understanding, so infinite self is your true nature. Now, if I say realize your nature, go meditate and realize your nature, it doesn't work. You don't know what it is. We have no experience of it. So what they say is, what do you know about yourself? What do you know about yourself? Hmm? What do you know about yourself?
That my name is so and so. I stay here.
Hmm.
I'm a woman.
All
What?
those things that you know about yourself. And then even if you go deeper, I'm the body. I have these feelings, you know. People don't ask about me anymore. You have an emotion. I am so dull compared to that person. He has achieved so much at this age. All that he says negate, like the red and yellow balls. By understanding what you're not, you will come to a state of what you are. That is the only way. He says, as indicated in Vedanta, he says, entire scriptures. Not, he doesn't say as indicated in Bhagavad Gita or as indicated in Markandeya Purana. Nothing. It is as indicated in Vedanta, the process of negation. So we have choices. We fail to take those choices. Now the question is, do I want to live in the present day comfort of life? A resigned, woeful, kind of a desolate life with sprinklings of happiness and ultimate shocks. This is life, This is life. I mean, you may say, sir, life is great, life is this, life is that. Life is this. Life is not so great. Life is not so bad. But for some of us, it's quite bad. But it's not so bad that you want to just get out of it. There are some people who it is very, very bad and they just want to get out of it. But most of the people in 99% of humanity don't commit suicides. Very few, 0.01% or whatever it is. I don't know the percentage. And this 99% of people, are they living very happy? I doubt it. Are they living in abject misery? No. See, even a person who is like in Germany, they had this Holocaust. Even those people, they found some kind of happiness in the prison itself. If you read that, because you have to, right? You have to find some kind of happiness. But is that the life that you want to live? Given a choice, would you want to live that life? No. But we kind of resign to that life. That is the problem. We kind of resign to that life. Now, that is the question. Now, do you want to resign to this life? There is no challenge. There's nothing, there's no issues, but it's not an optimal life that you want for yourself. It's not a real abject, miserable life. No, it's not. Or you want to venture into the unknown.
It's like when you're immune to a particular lifestyle, then you don't want to come out of it. Actually, it may be discomfort. It is discomfort.
Yes.
But because I'm used to it, I don't want to venture into something new, which could be maybe more difficult or much more easier. But still, I just want to be in that comfort zone, which is actually not comfort because that it's like over the years, I've been living that style, that way. So it's very difficult to come out of it. So it's nothing good and bad about it. It's just that I don't want to venture into something new.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the what he's trying to say is all these previous verses, that experience of happiness, this, they will explain, right? All this is achievable if you say no to this, my guru says, pig's contentment. It's contentment, but it's a pig's contentment. What does he say, pig's contentment? Your life is a pig's contentment, he says. Because a pig is living in a sewer. Sewage it lives, but it's contented. It loves its life. But is that the standard? Is that an ideal way to live? Not for a human being. See, I don't know if you remember Plato's metaphor. Have you heard of Plato's metaphor? He's got many metaphors. One metaphor is about the cave. Has anybody heard it? Must have heard it, no? Plato? No? Okay, very interesting. Plato's metaphor. You can read it up. So there was an ancient civilization, generations living in a cave. And there was an eternal fire. This is a metaphor. There was an eternal fire behind them, burning. And whoever used to walk around, and then some things used to happen, and then that shadow would be falling on the front of them, on the wall of the cave. So people lived in that cave for generations and entertained themselves with the happenings of whatever happening and on the screen. Screen is the shadows moving. They used to entertain themselves with that. One fine young man says, is this all there is to life? All the elders say, of course. This is what life is. What else you want to do? Crazy crackpot ideas you're having. There must be more to life. Oh, what is it? What could it be? No, let me explore. See, if you go into the darkness, maybe there's something. What is in the darkness? Can't you see darkness? Darkness means there's nothing there, right? But see, you have a comfortable life here. You're getting food to eat and you have entertainment on the screen. What else you want? But then they discourage him. But there is a bug in him. He says, no, there must be more. This is not it. I know I'm comfortable. There's nothing that it's agitating me, but there must be more. That inquisitiveness, that curiosity is there. So he explores into that darkness. He goes. And then one day he walks, and then behind he sees there's a faint light of where he left that cave light. आगे तो पूरा darkness है. I'm scared. But then there's some kind of push in him. Says, let me go. Let me see ना. इतना दूर तक तो आया हूँ मैं. फिर वापस जाके क्या फायदा? He goes. Now both sides it's dark. Now it's really scary. But then he has this faith. There may be something. Let me explore. If nothing happens, I'll go back. He keeps going. And he sees a small dot of light in front of him. Back to पूरा अंधेरा हो गया. Hey, there is something. Let me go. And he walks for another couple of days. And the small light becomes a bigger light, and it's a blazing light. And then that's the opening of the cave. And he goes into that cave, outside the cave. And he sees color for the first time. Cave में क्या color, black and white में क्या देखेगा? Color for the first time. He sees trees. He smells fresh air. He sees sun giving him warmth. He doesn't need the fire for warmth. Sun itself is giving him warmth. There is rain droplets. There are birds. There are animals. There's fruits, things to eat, fresh. There's water flowing. He is amazed. He's ecstatic. Like, what is this? This is unimaginable. And then he spends some days in that, and then he revels in that enjoyment. Now, one thought he gets, I am enjoying so much. All my people back in the cave, I think they should also experience this. Okay, let me go back and then get them out. So he goes back. In a couple of days, he walks and goes back. And then he tells all these elders and all these people in the society, this is what I've experienced. There's some infinite variety of things. It's so beautiful and this and that. What? What nonsense. Don't tell me these crack and bull stories. It's ridiculous. There cannot be something light coming from the sky. How can there be water coming from the sky? Hey, this is a heretic. This guy is a nonsense. Don't believe in him. He's a mad fellow. He tries. I'm genuinely, mother promised, God promised. It is correct only. Nobody listens. But one young man listens. Then, hey, maybe there's some truth in it. Let me follow him. You want to come? I'll take you. I'll take you to that promised land. Says, chalo. Then he goes. And that other fellow is like, wow, you said what is true is true. It's true. Wow, wow, amazing. And then the old man says, hey man, now it's your duty to go and inside and get somewhere. I have done my duty to get you out. Now it's your duty. This is Plato's metaphor. What does it convey? It conveys the same thing. That apparently you are comfortable here, but this comfort is a restricted comfort. Now, that restriction I do not see unless I study that there is a restriction. You see what I'm saying? Unless somebody tells me this is a cave. For me, I cannot imagine that there could be better things than this. I cannot right now. I cannot. I'm good with this. Good with this family meetings, good with this exercise in the morning, good with this earning money, or good with this friends and family. I'm good. I'm chill. But that's a cave. There is more than that. That's what the scriptures are saying. So neti. Deny this. Once you deny, there is a possibility that you would want to explore something. If you do not deny, why would you explore? Realize that Brahman, why would you go for Brahman unless through the process of negation? You will not even go for it. So 100 lectures that we may listen, but there is no internal push to go because we are comfortable here.
So the same thing what our guru used to say. This also she had said, but I had not remembered. Now you said, so I recollected. The other one, what you were earlier talking about, the pig. So, like the pig is there, it's got piglets and all. It's on the heap of dirt. That's what they eat. That is their home. That is their heaven. So then someone tells them that let's move from here and I'll take you to heaven. This is not what you're meant for. So there's something better. And then the older pigs, they tell that when we have so much here, which we have still not consumed, and you want to go elsewhere. I don't think there's any other heaven besides this. That's what.
So that one must question the present state of life. If you don't question this, then then there's no movement. What he's saying. Now he has explained enough कि क्या that state is. Now he wants to hold you now. He wants to hold you and give you a quantitative analysis of what it is, what that state is. Now he has explained, right? What is that state? In many verses he has explained. He says it's all-pervading, existence, knowledge, bliss, non-dual, eternal. He says there's nothing else to be known after that, no rebirth, no this, no that, no knowledge more than that. And then he says you are in a very good state. It's the best state. But human being even listening to all that, doesn't kind of get a grasp of it. Unless, see, the mind only understands two states. That's it. Low happiness, high happiness. Your mind doesn't understand, hey, this is a good thing to do. That's logic. Logic is not understood by the mind. Through logic, you make your mind perceive greater joy, greater, a better way of life, and it will pursue that. What does logic do? Logic gives you a perception of a better state of mind, a better state of life. Mind follows. See, for example, if I tell you, let's have drugs, would you go for it? Your mind will not go for it because you know what drugs entails. It entails a very sad life. It will not go. Let's start smoking. It envisions lung cancer, painful death. Let's start drinking every day. Because if you drink, you maja. You're in a good state of mind. Let's start drinking every day. It envisions liver failure, pain, operation. So, okay, once in a while I can, but not every day. Right? So why doesn't the mind do those things? Because it envisions a better state, which is right now. Not having smoking, not having drinking. So if you want to go for a Vedantic way of life, all this analysis gives you a perception that a Vedantic way of life is better than what you're living right now. That's what it does. The whole point is to convince your mind. But you cannot just tell the mind, it will not understand. You have to show the mind. To show the mind, you must analyze that it is true. You can't just say, oh, my guru said this. It doesn't work. Guru shown it. You are not shown it. Now, here he tries one more gimmick. Very interesting. He says, now let's chant. 58.
Syanandravashritaः Brahmadhyastartamyena Bhavantyānandigokhilāः.
Akhandananda Swarupam. The nature of unbroken bliss. So he says, Brahma, not Brahman. Brahman is ultimate self. Brahma is creator God. Right? Brahma and all others. Who are the all others? The Devas, Manus, and the Pitrus, and all that. All others enjoy in proportion only a iota here, he says, only a lover of the unbroken bliss. Unbroken bliss of the self is promising you that the unbroken bliss of self, Brahma himself experiences the experience of life of Brahma itself, the happiness of Brahma that experiences itself is a lover. Nothing. Now, for which we must understand what is he trying to convey. So let's say perfect idea of happiness. What is it? Happiest man would be, he's the most handsome person, right? He's got all the wealth, all the women in the world, the best, Apsaras. He has no opposition. Everyone loves him. He has no death. Whoever he loves has no death. He has all the comforts. He has no sickness. He has all the PhDs in the world. He has got all the power in the world, and everybody respects that power. Let's say you are in that state. Imagine, at least we can imagine that kind of. Everything the best, 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 best. Nothing wrong. No limitation. No death only. Right? No limitation. No death, but you'll be suffering. No. No death, and you're happy. Let's say that's the unit of happiness. Right? Now, if that is your immense unit of 1 unit of happiness, you have an immense happiness, you feel that happiness. The Pitrus, the Pitrus, the ancestors. There's a Pitru Loka. The ancestors live, enjoy 10,000 times the unit of happiness a human being enjoys. It's all given. I'm not making it. Pitru Lokas, their years is they live 10,000 years. Human being lives 100 years, they live 10,000 years. The Devas, let's say you enjoy 1 unit of happiness, that 1 unit of instant, 1 second of happiness, right? If you enjoy, or a lifespan of that happiness, if you enjoy, then the Devas, right? Then the Devas enjoy 36,000 times the unit of enjoyment that you have. So there is a Devaloka also. So from Bhuloka, you go to Pitruloka. From Pitruloka, if you're good enough, you go to Devaloka. From there is our progenitor, Manu. Manu enjoys 307 million times the happiness that you will enjoy. Let's say you have an ice cream, chocolate, dark, no, not dark, let's say you have a Belgian chocolate and you're really, really, really hungry. And somebody gives you Belgian chocolate and you have that first taste, that joy that you get. Devas enjoy a Belgian chocolate 36,000 times more than you enjoy. Right? Manu enjoys 307 million times X the happiness that you enjoy with the Belgian. So his Belgian chocolate is 307 million X times happiness. Brahma enjoys 4.32 billion times. $4.32 billion times. The same Belgium ice cream in Brahmaloka gives you 4.32 billion X of happiness. I think your body will collapse. It's like sending that high tension wire into a remote control. The chips will fry. So your body cannot take that. You need a different body only to enjoy that happiness. So what is this saying? Brahma and all others enjoy in proportion only a lover of that unbroken bliss. That unbroken bliss is there, na? Self-realization. Brahma enjoys a lava. What is a lava? One lava is 60 Renu. Renu. There's another term for time. One Renu is 18.5 microseconds. It's all there. One Renu is 18.5 microseconds. Not milliseconds, microseconds. Not seconds, microseconds. So one lava is 0.00111 seconds. 0.1 second is 1. 1 lava is 0.00111 seconds. Not 0.1 second, not 0.01 seconds, not 0.001. You understand what it means, right? Not 1/100th of a second. Instance, 100,000, 10,000. 1/10,000th of a second. Not 1 second. 1 second. Not 0.5 seconds. Not 0.25 seconds. 1/10,000th of a second is called lava. That's a lava. So what is it saying? Brahma and all others enjoy in proportion only a lava of that unbroken bliss. What is Brahma enjoying? 4.32 billion times what you are enjoying. First you understand that. Your enjoyment versus Brahma's enjoyment, 4.32 billion times is enjoyment. And that 4.32 billion times of enjoyment is 0.000111 seconds. Of the unbroken bliss, not the bliss, unbroken, infinite bliss. What are you loitering around in this world? You want this paltry happiness. Oh, my son called me now. I'm so happy. Oh, you know what? I'm so hungry. Let's have a pizza. Yeah, hey, what are you wasting your time? Where you are thrown to that infinite place. Not infinite to chodo na. Even if you get that 0.00111 seconds of that enjoyment, you're done for life. You can't even take that amount of enjoyment. Your body is not capable of enjoying that 4.32 billion times. Ridiculous. They have calculations on this. No, I don't know if that's the true calculation of what calculation is this. I don't know what it is, but it's mentioned. Crazy. First time when I read lava, it's like, oh, lava means iota. Just a little part of it. No, no, no. Lava is 1/10,000th of a second. Crazy. Just crazy. Verse 58. Brahma and all other enjoy in proportion only an iota of that unbroken bliss. How do you get to that unbroken bliss? By negation, that you are not this body. What is that unbroken bliss? It's all pervading. It's non-dual, it's infinite, it's eternal. After that, there is no rebirth. There's nothing else to be known after that. There's no greater attainment after that. There's no greater bliss after that. There's no greater knowledge after that. Verse 59.
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म सत्तिर्वाखिले.
All objects are united with that Brahman. All actions rest upon that. Therefore, Brahman permeates everything. Just as how butter in a mill Shire sarpiri. Sarpiri vakile. It's everywhere. Sir, how do I get to that amazing state that you just explained? Right now you are in that state. How? How is the butter in the milk? Where is the butter? I give you a glass of milk or a bowl of milk. Where is the butter in the milk? It is in the milk. But sir, I don't see the butter. It is there. So butter in the milk. So there is a symbolism. How do you how do you get butter out of milk, ghee out of milk, sir, for example? Butter in the milk, you boil the milk on a slow fire. Get it to a lukewarm temperature. All the ladies would know this. Put a little yogurt, set it overnight. It becomes curd early morning. Then what do? You churn the milk butter. Then what happens? You churn the yogurt, curd. What happens? Butter segregates. What do? You boil the butter. Once you boil the butter, it becomes ghee. The entire house will smell ghee. Desi ghee desserts me. What is it? It's symbolic. What is symbolism? Milk is the mind. Why? Kshira Sagare, they say, no, Vishnu is in the Milky Ocean. Why? Milk is mind. Because it doesn't have a form. Wherever you throw, it will go. It goes everywhere. It doesn't stick in one place. So once you boil the milk in slow fire, meaning you have to go through life's trials and tribulations. If life is very easy, you will not appreciate. You have to go through the tough part of the life. Once you go to the tough part of the life, once you boil the milk, the mind becomes calm. The milk is uh, got to a temperature of lukewarm temperature, not too hot, not too cold. The mind becomes calm. On a calmer mind, in a calmer mind, you add a little bit of yogurt. You add a little bit of knowledge. Now let the knowledge settle overnight, meaning let the knowledge be in your system for a couple of years. Think about it. You don't need a lot of knowledge, just a little knowledge. Just as a little yogurt is given, little knowledge is given. That knowledge itself you can churn. Think about it. And then the milk becomes yogurt. So the mind doesn't move around now. Once the knowledge matures into wisdom, your mind is not going everywhere. It understands. It has some sthirata in it. Once it is sthirata has there, then you do negation and assertion. You churn the milk. Negate assert. I am the body. I'm not the body, mind, intellect. I'm the self. I'm not the body, mind, I'm the self. Once you churn, butter comes. A deeper knowledge reveals. Knowledge of the self reveals slowly. Once the knowledge of self is revealed, which is the actual butter which is revealed, then you boil it in the heat of meditation. So that means then you have to meditate at that stage. Once you meditate, ghee is formed. What is the quality of ghee? Ghee never expires. It's permanent state. You know, ghee for thousands of years is still there. Doesn't expire. You can have it. It's a permanent state of self-realization. Unlike butter. But here he is giving example of like butter in the milk, obviously. Like ghee in the milk also you can say. Where is the ghee in the milk? It is in the milk. How do you know? We have to understand. What is milk? The world is the milk. Where is God? Everywhere in the world. Where is butter? Everywhere in the milk. That's what he's saying here. All objects are united with that Brahman. All objects, see, all actions rest upon that. Therefore, Brahman pervades everything, just like butter and milk. Okay. Any questions? Next class, we will conclude Atmabodha. hopefully, because 9 more verses are there. Let's try and conclude it next time. Okay. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll meet next time. Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you.